Hey guys, I want to take a second and just talk to you about a thought that I was having and share a second with you. I want to talk to you about the biggest critic that you have and the biggest threat that you have to accomplishing your goals in life. The biggest critic that you have is not your spouse, it's not your parents, it's not your school principal, it's not your boss, it's not the clients that you're trying to that are harping at you or barking at you. The biggest critic that you have to overcome is the one that lives inside your head. The one that's telling you that you can't accomplish what you set your mind to. That's the biggest critic. Whatever you decide to do in life, whatever it is, you're going to have people that will tell you you can do it, and you're going to have people that tell you that you can't do it. Some people are going to buy in and they're going to say, wow, that's great. I'm so happy for you. That's exciting. Tell me more. And you're going to have some people that maybe will discourage you by saying things like, well, what makes you think that that's a good idea for your life? Or what makes you think that that's going to work out? Or I think that's a waste of time. Or I think that that's kind of a foolish plan. And they're going to say things that are going to discourage you from that goal. But none of them, no discouraging voice is going to be louder than the one that's in your own head. The one that tells you that nobody's going to care, nobody's going to take you serious, that you don't have any right to step forward, that you can't possibly succeed. The biggest critic that you're going to have in life is the one that lives in your head, that tells you that you can't accomplish what you set out to accomplish, or that you can't move forward, or that you can't change, or that nobody's going to care. Look, the reality is nobody might care. But if you care, then that's enough. If you feel in your heart that you're called to do something and you got a burden to make some change in life, go back to school, start a business, work on a project, whatever it is, there's going to be 50 reasons that pop up into your head why somebody else ought to do it and not you. 50 reasons that disqualify you from being able to do this job. I know when my wife started her business, helping people with all kinds of disabilities and challenges to maximize their potential. You know, when she started her business, she had all kinds of worries and thoughts that maybe, that it wouldn't work out, and that she, other people could do a better job, and that she didn't know enough, and would she really be able to be successful at something like this? And she went ahead anyway, and in spite of all those fears, with all of her family cheering her on, she went ahead anyway and started her business. And she's been very successful at it, to the point that she's giving business to her daughters to do appointments for her, and has more than she can handle, more business than she can handle, and constantly having to say, I don't really have time to do all these things, but she keeps doing it. And if she would have listened to her voice inside her head say that somebody else could do it better, and that she wasn't qualified, and she didn't know enough, and all the fears and worries and doubts, and if she would have listened to all that, then she would have been stuck. And all of the people she's been able to help, and all of the lives she's been able to help change and transform and help people reach their potential, they would have been left untouched. And she would not have near the growth and experience that she's been able to go through in this life, and the significance that she's made in difference that she's made in life, if she would have listened to that voice. And I can think of countless times in my own life where I had doubts, where I didn't think, maybe I wasn't really up to the challenge. And you're going to have those doubts in your own life. Whatever it is that you're setting out to do. Maybe it's time for a change in your life. Maybe you're ready for a new career, or to start something new in your life, or to stop something. Maybe there's an addiction that you're ready to quit. It's something that's bad that you need to let go of. There's going to be all kinds of reasons pop up in your head why you're going to be unsuccessful, and why nobody's going to care, and it's not going to make a difference, and it's not important, or now's not the right time, or you don't know enough, or you're not the right person to do this. And you may hear some of those things from other people, but none of that is going to be near as destructive as the voice that's in your own head. And your will and your determination is going to have to push that thought aside and say, I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to make a difference anyway. I'm going to take a step forward anyway. Even though you've got your worries and your anxieties, you've got to, for just a moment, push that aside, push those negative thoughts aside, and strike out and go for it. And recognize that it's not always going to be easy. That whatever you set out to do, if it's worth anything, if there's any importance to it, if there's any value to it, it's going to be challenging. Every light is not going to be green for you. That you have to be ready to pivot and shift and move and change. And it's not always going to be easy. And there will be people maybe that are against you. But the reverse of this is true, that when your mind is for you and your mind is believing in what it is that you're set out to do, then no other voice will be big enough to stop you. So, when your mind is set on something and you know that this is what you need to do, and you're sure that this is the path forward, and you've got a burden to see people's lives made better, and you want to see change happen, and you're ready to strike out, regardless of all of your own insecurities and your own doubts, when you are ready to take that step forward, and you're moving forward, and you're growing, and you're changing, and you're shaping the future, then whatever critics might pop up, their voices are not going to be big enough to drown out that drive and that determination and that voice that's in your head. So your thoughts can be your best friend, or your thoughts can be your greatest critic. Recognizing that is the beginning of changing. And saying, look, I am not a victim of my own thoughts. I have the ability to focus my attention and focus my thoughts. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to focus my thoughts and focus my attention. I'm not going to listen to the voice of doubt. I'm not going to listen to the voice of fear. I'm not going to listen and be held a prisoner to the voice of anxiety any longer. I know that what it is I'm set out to do is of value and is of importance, and it's going to help people, and I have a burden for it, and it's going to make a difference for my life and for everybody else's life that I come into contact with. And so I'm going to take a step forward, even though it might be difficult. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. I hope this video encourages you. And I hope you're ready for the next step in life. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.